Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Got Back Culture. I am your host, Mike Davis, and as you can see, Jules Jessie is not here tonight, but I am joined by Besa Gordon. Besa, how should I even introduce you? Should I say KUBE 93, Converge Media? I heard you got your radio show is expanding. You got getting awards. What am I supposed to do?
Man, I'm Besa. Hi, how y'all doing? I do a lot. I do my thing.
Glad to have you. Well, yeah, we got a pretty packed show for y'all tonight. We got a lot of topics. I'm looking in the comments. Looks like the fans is showing up. Dora won't be here. It's okay. We'll catch you next time, Dora.
Love you, Dora.
Yes. Well, I mean, man, let's jump in. We got a lot to cover. Right out the gate, we are going back to ESPN. I feel like we just flamed ESPN like 2 weeks ago, but we are back. This time it is Stephen A. Smith who got himself in hot water over comments over Shohei Ohtani. Cuddy, can you pull up that overlay? Oh, yeah. So we got Stephen A. Smith issuing an apology to baseball player Shohei Ohtani after making comments about him needing an interpreter. Stephen A. is trending on Twitter after making remarks about Shohei needing to use an interpreter because he doesn't speak English. On the episode, while discussing Shohei, Stephen A. said, when you talk about an audience gravitating to the tube or to the ballpark to actually watch you, I don't think it helps when the number one face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he is saying. Besa, what do you think about Stephen A.'s comments here?
You know, I think I'm not surprised. And first of all, I'm not like big surprise. I'm not really into sports like that. But I do like a good football moment. And I think that's only because of our Seahawks. And I'm always willing to go on a date to like a football game or something like that. So why not? However, when it comes to Steven, from what I've heard, he talks a lot of craziness about Black people. And it's like relentless, right? So I needed to obviously do a little bit of research on this. So I went into the Shade Room comments and, you know, here's where I get conflicted. He apologized for this, and apparently he never apologizes for when he says these things about Black athletes, right? And so for me, I feel like if those are his thoughts, those are his thoughts, right? But for me also, it's like you're coming out and apologizing in such a big way. And it really makes me wonder, like, is he really sorry, or is the network making him say sorry because there is a whole Asian Lives Matter movement going on right now? I'm not saying that what he said is okay by any means, but when it comes to Steven, he doesn't really apologize that often.
Okay. So There's a lot here. So bear with us. I know we usually touch on the headlines and then we go, but I kind of want to unpack a little bit of this. And Dr. Jackson asked about Stephen A. and how he became like the face of ESPN. Right now, Stephen A. is like the face of ESPN because his newest contract, they are paying him like he is an athlete. Stephen A. is highly popular. He's been covering the NBA for longer than I've been alive. He's one of like the first analysts to really get that type of platform on ESPN, being a black man. So it's big. And, you know, he's big in the culture. And Stephen A., he's been on soap operas and he gets commercials. And, you know, so he is at the forefront of ESPN. And we have that there. Now, before I even address this Shohei Ohtani stuff, Besa, you touched on something that I found interesting, and you may not have heard about this, but I do want to know your thoughts. A couple of days before he made these comments about Ohtani, which to your point, I do believe became popular because of all of the aggression against Asians that we're seeing in America right now. But the United States Olympic basketball team played a game against Nigeria, and the Nigerians beat us. And in Stephen A's response to us losing to the Nigerians, I mean, he flamed the Nigerian basketball team, and he couldn't even pronounce any of the players' names. And the way that he was dismissive of the African players' names was highly, highly disrespectful, especially when you consider that half of their team is in the NBA. I think that was a lot more disrespectful than this. And I just want to ask Besa, I mean, what do you think about him just disregarding the Nigerian basketball team and not even taking the care to learn their names?
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't know about that if I wasn't nosy. You know, with this, we'll talk about this later, but when it came to this whole Richard Sherman thing, it let me know I have to go back to my roots of blogging and like digging through comments, figuring out what the heck is going on, because it's like I could give like a blanket, you know, that was wrong, that was racist, but it's like, it's Stephen A. Smith. What do you guys expect for him to say? Okay. So, but then I've heard so many things about him when it comes to African Americans and Africans, and he just has no regard. He doesn't care. He doesn't say sorry. And so I'm going through the comments and I saw people talking about his comments about the Nigerians, and someone literally said exactly what you just said, which was he didn't even care to learn their damn names. And so my whole thing is, you're saying that this sport that is technically a mainly watched big American sport, and you feel a way about your American sport now having a face of someone that's not only not American, but you can't even understand what the heck he's saying. You feel a way about that. Okay, that's cool. You said that in a heated moment. Maybe that was more so kitchen talk, but those were his thoughts. However, when it came to his thoughts of not even caring about the Nigerians, because these are my thoughts. I feel like because there is such a push for Asian Americans and respect for Asian Americans, that I feel like that's why he had to come out and do a second apology, because he only did one apology. I haven't seen no crazy written apology about these Nigerians. And it's like, those are our people and you're going in on our people. So it's like, at that point, it's like his first apology, I feel like that was more so Stephen A. Smith, where he was like, you guys know good and well that wasn't what I meant. You guys know my heart. Like, why are we even having this situation? But the network was like, this is not going away. I need you to speak up on this. But when it came to the Nigerians, there wasn't that much of a stink. So it makes it to where things can get swept under the rug. And I think that's very unfortunate in these types of cases, because it makes it to where these apologies become performative and it becomes all about the bag. It's like, I'm not about to lose my money. So although those are really my thoughts, I'm just going to have my PR type up a nice little apology in my voice and go on about my day and make sure that I don't say anything about Asian Americans again until this dies down. Like, I feel like that's how he feels. And I feel like he said sorry because they told him to say sorry or else he was going to get fired.
I think you're absolutely right. All right, let me try to wrap this up. I'll be as brief as I can, but it ain't going to be all that brief, y'all. First and foremost, your thoughts on Stephen A. are correct. Stephen A. is like one of those finger wagging Negroes. He reminds me of Bill Cosby, honestly, if we're keeping it real. And I don't know if y'all have heard like Bill Cosby's infamous pound cake speech when it was like the 50th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education. Bill Cosby gave a speech where he basically said that black people that get killed by the police are not political heroes. Why are they stealing pound cakes and Coca-Cola in the first place? And black folks, why ain't you raising your kids properly? That was Bill Cosby's stance. He's always been the pull your pants up guy. That's the type of way that Stephen A. rubs me when he talks about black athletes. He's never on the side of the athlete. He's always on the side of the establishment. He's always going to jump out and he's going to cape for the owners. And even in situations where it seems like the players can be defended, he always finds a way to actually point the finger at them and never at the powers that be. Now, when it comes to his comments specifically on Shohei Ohtani, I actually have no problem with his comments at all, because what he actually said was not disrespectful to Ohtani. It was actually disrespectful to baseball fans. What he was saying is he was saying that having Shohei Ohtani, who has 33 home runs at the halfway point, he's on track to be the first player since Babe Ruth 100 years ago to have 60 home runs in the season where he also threw 10 pitches. I mean, this guy's amazing. He was in the home run derby. He was the leadoff hitter in the All-Star game. He was the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. And what Stephen A. Smith is saying is it's not good for baseball having the most prominent star be someone that can't speak English. And the reason why he's saying that is not disrespect to Asians, it's disrespect to Americans. America is a country that refuses to be bilingual. No matter how many people move to America from different countries, no matter how many of our Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters come here, no matter how much anybody comes here from any demographic that doesn't speak English, we refuse to be bilingual. Similar to like London and Australia and any country that you can name that English is their primary language, none of us will ever be bilingual because were too stuck up to do that in our colonial ways. That is what it is. There's a reason why foreign movies flop in American box offices. It's because Americans refuse to read subtitles. Because if you're not speaking English, Americans don't give a damn. So he's not speaking bad about Ohtani. He's speaking bad about y'all. In what he said, he pointed to the fact that the demographics of people who watch baseball outside of the big O, of course, is every year it constantly just gets older and whiter. And old white dudes are not about to be here listening to this baseball player talk through an interpreter. So yes, he had to apologize because of all of this fake wokeness. And you say anything that sounds like disrespect, they're going to come for you. And Stephen A is a soft shoe, chuck and jive type of dude anyway. So he's just going to give you that blank apology. But I just want to say for the record, he wasn't talking bad about Ohtani. He was talking bad about baseball fans. And if you can't get behind a player because he can't speak English, that's on you, not on baseball. But we got to move on.
That was a good bloop.
a little more serious here. We got, I want to pronounce her name right. I believe it's Danella Frazier. She's the young woman that recorded the George Floyd tape. She actually just won an honorary Pulitzer Prize for that video. That is the video that led to all of that, all of the protests in the streets that ultimately led to the actual arrest and the conviction. And I think we have an overlay here. Cuddy, can you bring that back? So Minneapolis police released a statement that said officers were going after a suspect of a carjacked vehicle that was involved in multiple robberies. And while they were chasing the suspect, their vehicle collided with another vehicle. It was reported that the officers involved were treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Unfortunately, the driver of the other vehicle was pronounced deceased shortly after getting to the hospital. The Minnesota State Patrol will conduct an investigation into the car crash, but Darnella Frazier has confirmed that the man murdered was her uncle, Lanil Lamont Frazier. So, Besa, I send it to you. How do you feel? She filmed that video, all this stuff happened, and now her uncle just got killed by the Minneapolis Police Department.
I think it's unfortunate as hell. Like, I really, there's not too much that I can say besides the fact that it's extremely unfortunate that this young woman has to keep going through this trauma, especially by the same police department. Now, I do have to say that I can't treat this like a whole let's go out and march thing because it's not like they purposely did it, but it's one of those coincidences where it's just like, damn.
Yes.
I just want to give her a hug. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I want to be upset for her and upset with her because it's the police. But at the same time, I know that they didn't do it on purpose. So at that point, all I really can do is be like, I just want to give her a hug because this girl has gone through so much trauma. She had to go through the trial. She had to relive the trial. She had to speak at the trial. And then now when things might be getting a little better, she loses her uncle to the same damn police department. Like, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. And, you know, I sincerely hope that the facts that we have thus far actually hold up. I mean, it's always hard to trust the police because they be lying in these police reports. I mean, we've seen what's going down in Tacoma right now with Mr. Ellis and his family. So you can't always trust the police, but it is an unfortunate situation. I'm sorry for her loss. And it's just like, damn, like, how much does she have to go through? I mean, she's a teenager.
I hope that someone gets her therapy, though. Like, if she hasn't gone to therapy, I really hope that she is going to some sort of therapy, because I would hate for her to be this young and then turn to like a specific substance and then that become her therapy, because this is a lot of trauma for her over the last few months. So I just really give my condolences to her family, and I really do pray she gets some therapy, and her little cousin, because think about it, it's not just her.
It's not just
her little 10, now 11-year-old cousin also. So yes. I really hope they get some therapy.
And on that note, man, Black folks, get you some therapy for real. You get out here, man. You get you that health coverage. You're taking care of your medical, your dental, and your vision, man. Your mind is the same. It's all linked. So please, Black folks, therapy. All right, moving on. Oh, we got a good one right here. I'm a parent, so this one means a lot to me.
I know what this is about.
First child care tax credit is hitting our bank accounts any day now, y'all. So all my parents, finally, they did something for us. And Cuddy got an overlay. I'm going to clap at this overlay, though, Cuddy. Too bad Julie ain't here for this. Can you put that overlay up? This guy right here, for real, Barack, this is what you're tweeting, bro. This don't got nothing to do with you, man. I'm not even going to read his tweet. I don't understand. Don't be trying to slide in and take no credit. This did not happen when you were in office. We'll talk about you later when we talk about your summer playlist, because you got some bangers. But don't be getting in on this topic right here. But we do have a video clip before we have our discussion. Cuddy, can you run that video?
And today, parents will start to notice more money in their bank accounts from the IRS.
Child tax credit starts to go out today. Kate Walsh joining us live with who qualifies, how much you get, and why some lawmakers want this to be permanent.
Yeah, so you remember in the 2020 tax return this past year, parents could get up to $2,000 per child. Well, you can consider this to be an advancement on your 2021 tax return, with more money coming your way if you still qualify for it. Families with married parents who altogether make less than $150,000 qualify for their children under 17 years old. You'll get $3,600 for kids under 6 and $3,000 for kids ages 6 to 17. Now, half the money comes from now and through the next 6 months, and the other half is part of your 2021 tax return next year. So to break it down, parents can get about $300 per month for children up to 5 years old and $250 for 6 to 17-year-olds. It's an early payout of sorts for families struggling during the pandemic. The IRS sends it to you based off the information they have from this past tax season. So if you have a newborn who wasn't part of that, you likely won't get this money just yet. And if your tax bracket has changed, perhaps you're making more money, you may want to opt out of this program because you'll have to pay it back next tax season. Republicans and Democrats are divided over if this should be a permanent program.
So families can make these plans long-term, and we can provide the kind of opportunity that families deserve in this country.
I think it's a mistake to turn the child tax credit into another welfare program. That's what the Democrats want to do.
This guy at the end tried to jump in there with that welfare talk. Man, don't act like we don't know that white folks been eating up all the welfare ever since the beginning of welfare, player. But Besa, what are your thoughts here?
I don't have kids, so I don't have any thoughts.
Well, I do. And finally, do something for us because daycare is not cheap. Go ahead. Go ahead. You sure?
I do have thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like if they can find the money to give to people that have children, multiple children, and each child is worth a couple $1,000s, they should be able to give single people like myself some money also. Hear me out. They're doing this for couples that together make under $100,000. So I'm a single woman. I live in downtown Seattle and I don't make $100,000. I should be able to get money also. Because here's my thing. Yes, you guys have more bills and you guys have more things to pay for, but no tea, no shade. Nobody told y'all to have them kids. So my whole thing is I still have bills. I still have rent. I still have to put food in my fridge. I still have, student loans and all that other stuff to pay for. So I just feel like if they're able to find this extra tax credit, because think about the money for someone that has like 3 kids under 7. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of damn money. And there's a lot of Americans that have a lot of little kids. So my whole thing is if you're able to find this kind of tax credit for families that have children, and it's not even like a cap where it's like you can't have more than 3. No, it is what it is. You can give someone that's single like myself $500 extra, you can find it because obviously you found that. And that's just my thing.
Well, I think you're right. I think they can find it. I just don't think they will. And if I'm being honest, I don't really think that they're giving this money to parents because they care about parents or because they care about kids. I think they're giving this money to parents because they need the workforce to go back to work. I think they know that if you're a parent and you can't afford childcare and you got to stay at home with your kid, you're not going to be somewhere working. They give you this little dough, you could do that. And now we could go boost the economy. I never for a second believe any of these things are about us. It's always about them. Because if it was about us, they could do exactly what you said and they could have been doing things for people a long time ago. If it was about us, the federal minimum wage wouldn't be like $7. If it was about us, there's so many things that would be different. So it's really not about us. So I think you're right.
So do you think it's to get people to go back to work so that way they can catch up on bills, or so that they can go spend their money in the mall and rebuild the economy?
All that.
Because the only reason why I say is this: if you think about with restaurants cannot get people to come back to work. You have all these family-owned restaurants that used to have all these employees, and now it's just a family because people don't want to go back to work because they make more money sitting at home. So my thing is, if you're giving people damn near $10,000, depending on the household, is that going to make them go back to work, or is that just going to make it to where it's like, yo, we really got some money this particular tax season. Let's go get this car. You know what I mean? Like, let's go shopping. Let's go get all the Jordans that we want, because I'm not going to say that, but you know why I'm saying that. And I just feel like there was somebody in a specific city of this town, and I'm not going to say the city or town because people are going to feel away if I do call nobody out. Somebody is somewhere around here talking about, I knew all these kids would pay off, and they're still not going to go back to work. And so my thing is, I feel you in that, but I also feel like it's definitely just to help rebuild the economy, because if you're not going back to work before, why would you go back to work now?
I agree. And I think you're right. And I mean, it's clear that they care more about the economy than they do about us. If this pandemic hasn't showed us anything, it's that the government cares more about money than the people, which a lot of us already knew. But I think that it's just, it's both, and definitely. And to the restaurant workers, please hold out, y'all. Please hold out. Anybody not going back to work because the wages is too low, hold out, because they can't keep this economy without the service industry. That's the whole To these rich people, that's the beauty of capitalism. They don't got to cook their own food. They don't got to drive their own cars. They don't got to do nothing for themselves because they got a whole class of poor people who will do things for them. If you hold out long enough, those wages are going to increase. Wait them out, y'all. Wait them out. All right, we got to move on. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a little more of a serious topic. So we're going to the NFL. My guy, Richard Sherman, found himself in the stickiest of situations. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard. It's been all over the news. If you haven't, we're going to catch you up. Let's start off with the overlay. Cuddy, can you give us the so Richard Sherman was arrested in Redmond. His wife said that he threatened to kill himself. Besa, whoa, Besa, is this your article? Oh, I'm going to you. What you got for us?
Is this my article? That doesn't look like a screenshot.
Oh,
from
my bad, because it said article by Besa Gordon. It said that.
I mean, maybe it is because you guys, y'all got these little fancy overlays that I just don't have the time to do. So maybe that is from me. So let me give y'all the tea real quick. Yeah. Basically, what happened was, y'all. Okay, yesterday around 1 a.m., he was on the freeway, right? Apparently, he crashed into like a cement barrier, kept driving. Mind you, he had popped tires. Somehow he goes from Seattle to Redmond, drops his car off in a parking lot 3 miles from where his in-laws live, walked from there, went to his in-laws on foot. There was now video out, and it looks like it's from the alarm, the doorbell cam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's of him trying to get in the door and telling them to come out. So apparently, I don't know what the scuffle was about. I don't know why he was so upset. His wife ended up calling 911. She told the 911 dispatchers that he threatened to kill himself. He threatened to harm them. He tried to get in a fight with her uncle. Her dad told the police that he had to arm himself with a gun and had to spray pepper spray at Richard Sherman to get him to back up a little bit. He was not arrested until the police came. I guess he was chill for a second, and then he started like advancing towards the cops, and they couldn't like get him to chill out. So they had to call the canine. The canine had to take him down. That's how he ended up being arrested. So took him to jail. He was in jail for like 2 days. I want to say Washington State Patrol are trying to get like a blood test because they feel like he was drunk. His wife did tell 911 that he had a bottle of Henny and vodka. We don't really know a lot of details besides that. He has been since released. He was released earlier today. A judge did ask for his release. But there are some restrictions, like he can't drink, he can't do drugs, and he's not allowed to go near his father-in-law.
Wow. So to me, this sounds like a mental health crisis. It sounds like a breakdown. It sounded like he was threatening to kill himself. Did you happen to hear the 911 tape? How do you feel about the way that 911 operator handled that call?
Trash balls. Sis needs to be fired. Sis needs a new job. I don't care what anybody says. 911 dispatch, that is a form of customer service. So if you don't know how to speak to people, and if you're going to yell at someone that's being frantic and be like, you need to stop talking, that's not how this works. Like, she was very rude, very nasty, and was definitely not calming down the situation. She really didn't make anything any better.
Yes, customer service is an understatement. If people are calling you in crisis, it seems like you should be a little bit better suited to handle crisis. But back to Richard Sherman, though, because it sounded to me like his major threat was against himself. I mean, she said that he was threatening to hang himself, that he had text people saying that he was going to kill himself. They were trying to calm him down. They wanted help. In your opinion, if that's the situation, should they have sent the dog to subdue him?
If that's the situation, yes, they should not have, because remember the white Seahawk player? They didn't stick no dog on him, and he did his wife bad. He did his wife bad, and it took them a minute to tackle him down. And he's bigger than Richard Sherman, so I don't want to say that that's where this versus this comes in. But I did find that very, very interesting that they chose to handle the situation with a canine versus just being able to tackle him down. Like, I don't really know what the thinking was. I don't know how frantic that he was. But honestly, I'm really curious about the background story to how they even got there. Because if you logically think about it, drinking a whole bottle of Henny is already going to take you to another level. You drank Henny and vodka. They asked her, did he drink anything? She said 2 bottles, 1 bottle of Henny and 1 bottle of vodka. So he already chose violence that day. Like, not saying he chose violence towards her or anything like that, but you know how it is when you have too many shots of Henny, let alone a whole bottle, and you mix it. So I'm not trying to speculate, but I definitely think that there was something else going on that we don't know about. One, his wife wasn't with him at 1 a.m. The kids were already at the parents' house. So what's going on there? Why was she not at home? Why was he going to the in-laws' house? So what happened earlier in that day to where he felt the need to drink that much and he was that damn angry? Are they getting a divorce? Does he not want to get a divorce? Like, is that why he was threatened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have so many questions about what led up to that situation. And then for them to clear him hospital-wise as like not having, I forget what they cleared him, but people were saying they did like that so that way he doesn't come out as having like CTE or whatever it's called that like football players have, because apparently he's supposed to be playing with the Seahawks again or something like that. So, and for him to be released the way that he was, I just feel like, you know how it is out here, things get covered up. I feel like there's a lot going on. He also is, I want to say in January, they made it to where he couldn't even have firearms anymore. So something's been going on with him. Something's going on with his wife, and something happened that we will probably never know about.
Probably. And his wife has said that he has been struggling with depression, and he is currently a free agent right now. He's not signed to any team. And I know that we have to go to break right now, but before we go, Cuddy, I just got to say, if there was ever a case that highlighted the need for different people besides cops to show up to 911 calls, this is it. And not even just showing up to calls, answering the phone for dispatch. Whoever that lady was or that person was that answered that phone, not only should they be fired, that job should be moved to someone who is a professional at handling just crisis management in general. And when you have someone that is threatening to kill themselves, how about instead of showing up with guns and dogs, you show up with somebody trained to de-escalate, or to de-escalate black people, I should say, because they always find a way to de-escalate white folks. But when it comes to us, somehow you need guns and tasers and dogs and everything. But like, this just doesn't really seem like a situation where they needed the police. He was threatening to harm himself. They could have got a mental health professional to come in there to calm him down and actually address his needs. But we got to go to break. When we come back, Barack Obama came. He got some slaps on that 2021 summer playlist. We're going to talk about that. And then Karen went wild in Victoria's Secret. We'll see y'all after the break.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Hey y'all, this is Julia Jessie of Converge Media.
And I'm Mike Davis of the South Seattle Emerald.
And together, we host Clapback Culture every Thursday night at 7 p.m. right here on Converge Media.
And as you all know, we've done a lot of coverage of the vaccine on our show. And we've both shared our experiences about getting vaxxed.
We are here to let you know that in the state of Washington, Everyone over 12 years old is eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Keep in mind that there is no cost for the COVID-19 vaccine. This also means that you don't need to have medical insurance, so don't let that stop you.
You can get more information and resources by visiting kingcounty.gov/COVID.
If you're more comfortable speaking to a live person, you can call 206-477-3977.
The hotline is especially good for those in our community who may need translation services.
Or to set up an in-home vaccination appointment for themselves or someone they know that might not be comfortable at a vaccination site due to a disability, anxiety, or other reasons, or just to be connected to other resources.
Here in King County, the COVID vaccine is accessible and available. The summer is here, and we know you want to be outside. So let's celebrate the summer safely by getting vaxxed.
All right, we are back. And we got to slide in one quick topic before we get to that summer playlist real fast, because somebody just beat Bezos to space. So we got billionaire Sir Richard Branson. Thanks for the overlay, Cuddy. So Sir Richard Branson became the first billionaire in space after the launch of Virgin Galactic's first full crewed flight, unearthing a new era of space tourism. The billionaire Richard Branson went 53.5 miles into the sky on Sunday, short of the marker at 62 miles above sea level, where it's generally agreed that space begins. Cuddy, bring us back, please. So I go to you, Besa. What's up? Did he go to space, or did he just go to like upper air?
I don't know. I think he went to LA in a studio or something.
So you're not a believer at all.
I don't know. I feel a way about it. I feel a way about all these billionaires. They're stepping down. They're going to space. They're talking about what it would be like if we lived in space. I really want to know what they know that we don't know. And I want to see someone's camera phone. First of all, they got Wi-Fi in space.
Hold on. So you're not down with space tourism. That's not for you. Are you? I can't wait. They put a hotel in space. I'm in space.
And then we're going to fall off.
Yeah, we're gonna take the cameras, man. Me and Cuddy and a camera crew. And Jake, we're going to go to space, man. We're going to film it.
Oh, no. I feel like it only takes 30 minutes to get, I feel, not even 30 minutes. It only took them like 15 minutes to shoot. I feel a way about so much of this. I have so many questions, and I'm not understanding why it's becoming such a phenomenon now after COVID. I really feel like COVID has ushered in so many things that just really makes my hat tingle. And I'm just like,
you're so right.
If something is coming towards us and we're all going to die, let me know.
It's because the billionaires made so much money during the pandemic. They don't know what to do with it. While the rest of everybody else was out here struggling, they was just stacking that bread. They're bored.
But they already had it. They already had it. And then for that matter, they're stepping down. So it's not like they're keeping their jobs to continue doing things. They're like, I don't even need to do this anymore. I'm bored. I'm going to go in this direction. They're going in directions of buying farmland. They're buying buildings. Like there was one point where people were saying like, you'll be happy with not owning anything. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this gumbo pot that nobody asked for. Like who said put corn in here? It's like one of those weird things. And I just have so many questions.
No, I feel you. These billionaires, man, they're too rich. They so rich, they don't know what to do with their money. They're trying anything. But man, that's dope. If they start that space tourism, your boy's there. Sign me up.
Let me know how it is and if you actually make it anywhere other than an LA studio.
Got you. All right. Move it on. See, this is about to be your wheelhouse right here, though. So Barack Obama dropped his playlist for 2021. Man, I had no idea Barack was rocking with the Migos. What you think about the playlist, Besa?
I didn't even look at the damn playlist. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I don't even want to say that because I want to at least be able to meet him one day. But good golly bobsters.
See, I like this. I like this. I like this look for Obama. This is what he should be doing, man. He should be retired. He should be doing this. He already had his turn to be president. Don't be trying to ride coattails on what's going on over here. Just go over here, make your little playlist. This is a good lane for Obama.
I just sometimes wonder, like, does he really listen to this? Like,
No.
Is that really his playlist?
No.
And
no,
that's my thing. Like, that is my thing. Like, are you really in the car turning on Migos straightening when you go to the grocery store?
No.
Like, is that like, are you really like, is that really what you're doing, good sir? Or is that just what you want for us to think that you're doing, so that we still think that you're with it? Like, who really made this list and put his name on it?
It was an intern. It had to be.
Daughters? Because one of his daughters, the one that kept going viral on TikTok, is with the what, and she might have met him. She might have, she might be the one that's really doing these lists. I don't know who's curating these lists. I have a feeling that nothing on his list is his real list. Is like Al Green and Isley Brothers. Migos?
Probably, man. He's probably listening to Good Charlotte, and
I'm just not buying it.
I'm not either. Now, if it was, if it was like some soft rock, some classic alt rock, I might believe it.
I don't know about that. Just give me like this year's R&B cuts that you like. They're from like the 80s and 90s at the latest, and then I'll believe
some Jasmine Sullivan. He has some Rihanna. He has some Erykah Badu. So you're telling me Brock ain't listening to Erykah Badu?
Maybe Erykah Badu, but which song? Is it the one about what her incense are made of? Like, is this really what he's listening to? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not that. I'm not that girl that just goes with the norm. I'd be like, you're listening to Al Green in the gym. Stop playing with me.
Hey, I don't believe it either. I don't believe it. If he saw Quavo tomorrow, he doesn't know who Quavo is. He wouldn't. No way.
Like, oh, it's Lil Baby.
All right, we gotta move on. Oh, hey, shout out to Julia in the comments. What's up? And Dr. Jackson, I can't leave him alone. If he gives me any chance to clap, I'm clapping. Now, speaking of clapping back, we gotta talk about this lady. I don't know her name. She went wild though. In Victoria's Secret, man, we got another instance of one of these white ladies.
Oh God, no, excuse. Now you are, oh my God. Oh my God.
Losing their damn mind in public.
Do you see this? Oh my God, I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me. And now did you see her? You saw her, right? They all saw her. Oh my God. Karen had a breakdown. She tried to hit me. Ask your workers. She tried to hit me. Now I want security for you. Oh my God. Oh my God. You should have thought about that before you did what you did. Oh my God. This don't even feel real. This do not feel real. Please don't record me. Don't record me. Y'all got to get security. She charged me. If I wouldn't have ducked, she would. Oh no, you just wanted security for me, right? I want security for you now. No, don't cry. No. I want you to call security. Thank you. I just came to get my free panty. You know how you get the coupon in the mail? And I got to pick up my Converse boots from Nordstrom. I don't know why this is happening to me. Don't charge me. Oh, you want to? Oh, yeah, she. I'm scared to even approach her. Please. You're scaring me. Like you gotta go postal. Don't record. No, why don't she walk away from me? No, I was here. No. We're not doing this. Why don't I walk away from her? Why don't she get away from me? She could get away. Go wherever you want to go.
She said, I just came in from a free panties.
That was so hilarious. I'll be trying not to laugh sometimes. That was hilarious. I'm calling security on you. Please do.
Honestly, we didn't even show the good part.
We did it when she was on the ground kicking them legs. Oh my goodness. Y'all, like, thank you. That is the perfect comment. Expose them. We gotta expose them. And the funny thing too is she tried to attack sis. Like, how you gonna try to attack her and then fall out? Come on.
And ran after her. Like, it started with her swatting at her. And then I'm not gonna front, when she first squatted, I thought she was gonna use the restroom on the floor. So that way people really thought that she was having a breakdown, but she didn't. She took that moment to think about what to do and then how to like make people feel bad for her. And I was just like, I really don't ever want to experience this in life. Like, I never want to come across anything like this in life. Like the lady said, I just came in here to get my free panties, because like everybody knows, if you have a Victoria's Secret card, if you're a member, you get like you get like free stuff in the mail. So she was just coming in there to get her little free cotton whatever and going about her day. I do kind of want to know what happened beforehand. I want to know what started this, like what happened, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you guys saw what some of her friends said, but her friends were saying that she was having like a mental breakdown, and it was because she was worried that she was going to be on camera and then she was going to lose her little job. So why didn't you just leave the store?
Exactly.
You could have came back later.
Easily. And I'm so glad that lady actually said call security, because we can't keep having compassion like that bird watcher dude tried to have compassion. Like, these white women be really just throwing on the tears. Have you seen that TikTok that the white ladies be doing where they like cry and then the beat stops and then they just stop? Like, yo, like
that's not how my For You page is. But okay. No. Watch it pop up now. You know they always listening.
When I seen this video, somebody started posting those underneath it, and it's like, yo, these white women are masterful at just throwing on the tears. It's tears. It's crazy.
Well, here's what people also may not have heard. I heard that when security came, they didn't even take out Karen. They took out the black lady.
No.
I heard they had her leave. I don't know. Don't take nothing for word, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because as you heard, the lady that was at the counter was like, why don't you just walk away? She's like, hello. So I don't know. But I feel like they asked the black lady to leave rather than asking the lady that fake passed out and then kept shaking until her face turned red.
It's those tears. It's those tears. And man, I be laughing. Huh?
Was she really crying?
No, that wasn't a cry. I don't know what the hell that was, but that didn't look like a cry to me. That was crazy. But some of them white women, man, I'm telling you, man, white women tears can lead to black man death in an instant, though. So I'm always careful about these tears, because, man, the police see them white women tears, it turns something off in them. So y'all be careful out there.
Be careful out in these streets, honey. That's why I said I don't want that to happen to me. Like, I wouldn't even have the heart to just stand there and keep like, you know what? I have things to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I would just bounce for real, man. I'd have to use my coupon the next day. She also said she needed to go to Nordstrom's anyway to get them Converse boots. She could have just.
She's like, I'll come back later.
For real. Hey, but thank you, Besa, for joining us tonight. As always, it's always fun when you join us. I love how you do that extra little research all the time too, man. You be having the tea. We be needing that. Shout out to everybody in the comments, everybody rocking with us. Dr. Jackson, we got your signed t-shirt. I was in Texas over the weekend, so I didn't get a chance to send it, but I'm going to send that to Julia. She going to sign that. We're going to get that to you. Besa, tell the people where they can find you. All the places where we can find you.
Well, one, you can find me on TikTok with my 21,000 followers.
Hey.
2. You can listen to me on KUBE tonight until midnight. I'm on Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. to midnight. I'm actually on right now. On the weekends, you can listen to me on Jammin', 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that's in Portland. And then Sunday nights, you can hear me on B95 in Fresno, California.
Ooh, damn,
You can
Besa,
follow
you
me on
busy.
Instagram.
You so busy. Okay, I respect that. Well, y'all, you already know. Y'all can find me, South Seattle Emerald, wherever the Emerald is. You're gonna find me every Thursday night. I'm right here for Clapback Culture. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Shout out to all our regulars. I see you, Andrew, Leon, Dr. Jackson, Janine, all y'all. Appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Peace.